Fox News.
History isn't just in textbooks. It's the story of us, the United States. 2026 marks 250 years of America. And throughout the year, Bill Hemmer takes listeners on a journey through the 250 most impactful moments in American history. From the spark of revolution to the battles for freedom, the ideas, inventions, and decisions that changed the world. The 250 most impactful moments in American history podcast. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, everyone. It's Candace Cameron Bure.
Hey, everyone. It's Phil Sims.
It's Dolores Catania.
Hey, everyone. I'm Kix Brooks.
It's Candace Bushnell.
I'm Rob Paulson.
I'm Ryan Serhant.
Hey, everyone. I'm Nicole Palizzi.
Hey, everybody's Kevin Nealon.
What's up, guys? It's Nia Sue, and it's time to take the quiz.
5 questions in less than 5 minutes every day. Listen and follow at thequiz.fox.
2 U.S. service members are missing after taking part in multinational military exercises in southwestern Morocco. U.S. African Command saying American, Moroccan, and allied forces are conducting a search and rescue operation while investigators work to determine what happened. Venezuela's oil industry continuing to ramp up production. Fox's Steve Harrigan has more.
Venezuela is now exporting 1.23 million barrels of oil a day. That is the very highest level in the past 7 years. Most of that oil going to the U.S., Europe, and India. It's gotten so good for the oil companies, they are pulling a lot of oil rigs out of storage. They've sat in storage here in Venezuela for the past decade. This new acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, has signed a number of exploration agreements with major U.S. energy firms, but analysts say she has a specific window. She's got to show real economic progress on the ground here.
The increase in Venezuelan oil exports comes after the U.S. captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro earlier this year. The NYPD making multiple arrests outside a medical center in New York City and Brooklyn on Saturday as protesters turned violent during an ICE arrest operation.
DHS says the chaos happened after ICE agents arrested Nigerian national Chidozie Wilson Okiki in Brooklyn. The feds say the man asked to be seen at a hospital but was cleared by the medical staff. By the time ICE agents tried to leave the hospital with the suspect, a protest had gathered outside. They were flipping over garbage bins and name-calling NYPD officers who were seen trying to clear the emergency entrances and exits to the Brooklyn hospital. Video shows ICE agents then emerge in the ambulance bay with the suspect, a man who the feds say has prior arrest for assault and criminal drug possession.
And that's Fox's CB Cotton reporting from New York City. I'm Ted Lindner. This is Fox News.
Gas is so expensive, and everything is going up.
Well, not everything.
What do you mean?
I mean, interest rates on our home equity loans are down, way down. And now is a great time to borrow and put money into your account and use it when you want with our Bank Pacific Visa debit card.
At last, some great news.
Bank Pacific, you bet. Equal housing lender, credit conditions apply.
APL, global presence with a local home. APL is a U.S. flag shipping company, delivering from the U.S., Asia, and Europe with weekly arrivals to Guam and Saipan. Our local Guam team is committed to serving all your logistical needs. Call us at 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
At Guam Regional Medical City's Cancer Center, your care is our priority. We provide comprehensive treatment services tailored to your needs with compassionate support every step of the way. Our expert team specializes in hematology and oncology, delivers advanced radiation therapy, and offers personalized chemotherapy infusions in a comfortable setting. We also provide effective pain management and a full range of outpatient infusion services, including blood and iron transfusions. We're here for you, supporting your entire journey right here at home. Guam Regional Medical City, comprehensive cancer care close to home.
Are you in need of accessible, affordable, reliable, and responsive transportation services? Then contact the Accessible Van Transportation Services, AVTS on Guam. AVTS is a newly established family-owned wheelchair transportation company on Guam, and we have a fleet of 3 vans with hydraulic kneeling system and fold-out ramps. We provide 24/7 non-emergency medical transportation services for the elderly, dialysis patients, wards of public guardian, GMA UNH, GRMC Naval Hospital discharge patients, off-island visitors, veterans, and retirees. For reservation requests, you can text or call AVTS directly via WhatsApp at 671-898-8695 or email us at avtsguam@gmail.com.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
It is 1800 hours and 7 minutes. Time for Veteran with Benefits, Veterans with Benefits, with your veteran host, Karina Ballista.
What's the name of that song? All by myself. Well, to be fair, Ray was going to do this show by himself last week, but then, was it the power? What happened?
All sorts of things happened. We had this fluctuation of the energy here.
Mhm.
Everything turned on except for our computers.
Oh, no.
It was Ray's solo debut.
I know. I was looking forward to it.
know,
And he
look
couldn't be here today. So it's me, all by myself. As always, want to thank our sponsors, Ambrose Inc., Hebzibah Family Medical Clinic, American Legion, Post 1. Don't forget, this Saturday is steak day. Go and get a steak at American Legion. They're located in Tamuning. Domino's Pizza. Thank you to Dane, Master Blasters, for all your blasting needs. The Most Services with Rob Jackson, veteran-owned. JTC Services, also veteran-owned. 11Z's behind the radio station, offering 11% discount to military and veterans. Today I had the Sapphire Amethyst. I think this is Auntie Doris' favorite drink. I remember her getting it one time. Or was that you, Jose?
Me?
Sapphire Amethyst? It's
No,
really good.
I got the other one looks like that, called the Twilight.
Twilight.
It has blueberries.
Oh, yummy. That sounds yummy.
That was very good.
So go get your coffee or tea. They also make acai bowls. And then the nonprofit organization that we're part of, HMI, Guam Junk Haulers. Call them at 671-788-JUNK. Also veteran-owned. And Local Jerk, veteran-owned, Marvin Crisostomo. And then In-N-Out Barbecue. I think veterans work there. And then my favorite part of the show.
Veteran adjacent.
Yes, my favorite part of the show, Veteran of the Week. Veteran of the Week is PFC Teleforo Baza Balahaja, U.S. Army. This week we honor Teleforo Balahaja, a proud son of Guam who answered the call to serve his country with honor and distinction. Born in 1949, Teleforo grew up in the village of Jotnia, Guam, before stepping forward to serve in the United States Army. He entered active duty on April 1972, leaving his island home to begin a journey that would take him across the Pacific and the continental United States in service to his nation. Over 2 years of honorable service, he rose to the rank of E3 and served with Company D Delta 548th Engineering Battalion under U.S. Army Forces Command. True to the engineer's creed, he was a builder. He trained and qualified as a carpenter and as a crane operator. Skilled hands behind the structures, roads, and projects that keep an army moving forward. These were not just military jobs. They were trades for life, the kind of work that builds communities long after the uniform comes off. For his service, he was awarded the National Defense Service Medal. He was honorably discharged in April 1974 at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, with a spotless record, no time lost, and fully accrued leave to his home. Like so many Chamorro veterans from Guam, Teleforo carried forward a deep island tradition of military service, a quiet willingness to cross oceans and stand in defense of the United States. After his discharge, he returned to Guam, where he began the next chapter of his life, carrying with him the discipline, skill, and trade of an honorably served soldier. Thank you for your service, PFC Balahaja. Your country is grateful, and we are proud to call you our Veteran of the Week. I'll be sure to reach out to you for your free pizza from Domino's. Thank you, Dane. And before I go any further, it is my niece's birthday, Barabelle Titano. She just got confirmed on Saturday at St. Anthony, and her confirmation name was Veronica. Did you know they had over 70 are they called confirmants? Confirmants. Over 70. So the left side of the church were those that didn't go to St. Anthony, that were from the village of Tamuning, are getting confirmed there. And the other half was the St. Anthony students. That was a very long mass.
I can 70.
Very long, yes.
Each one has to get up.
Yes. And so
was
today's
the Archbishop, was that Archbishop there?
Yes, he was. I think I don't know if I sent you the picture of the Archbishop with the whole class, but that was 70 some. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. And so today's her birthday. So after here, I'm heading over to have dinner with the family to celebrate Verabel. You know, I'm so happy for her. Her confirmation name was Veronica, but you know, on the certificate, there was her confirmation name wasn't there. I don't know if they're not supposed to have their confirmation name on the certificate. I don't know. Is that new? Do you know?
They might have omitted it on accident. I don't know. I don't remember what mine looks like.
Well, I know hers needs to be corrected because it says her Nino, right? Because her confirmation Nino is there. I think I sent you a picture of that too. Her Nino was there behind her, but his name wasn't on the certificate either. So I'm like, I think there's been some changes since, I got confirmed a long time ago. Anyways, happy birthday, Verabel. I will see you later. And gosh, so many things to cover. I don't know where to start. But I was excited for Ray's show. I'm not going to talk about what Ray's show is going to be about because we'll save that for when Ray gets back. We're going to skip the tip of the week because there's just so much we want to talk about. Starting tomorrow is the HMI Benefits Boot Camp number 52. That's going to be at 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. absolutely free at the Jeremy Newby Community Youth Center in Talafofo. So if you haven't registered, please send me a message at 671-682-7631 and register. Send me a message and I'll send you the link to register. It's absolutely free. If you're coming from work, don't worry about eating because food will be provided and drinks as well. Thank you to Ambrose every month for donating drinks to our nonprofit to have drinks for the veterans every month. And then if you can't make this week, and it's 3 days long, May 5, 6, 7 in Talafofo. And then the next one is going to be in Dededo, June 9 to 11 at the Dededo Mayor's Office or Senior Citizens Office. And that's going to be crowded. I think last year we had over 70 veterans show up to our Dededo boot camp. That's going to be June 9, 10, and 11 from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. And then if you can't make those two, our next one is going to be July 7 to 9 in Jigo, the Jigo Senior Citizen Center. That one, I think we had over 60 veterans, and we filled that room. We packed that room. And that one is going to be July 7 to 9, again, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. And all of these are absolutely free. And our nonprofit, is sponsored by donations from veterans that came before. So as always, just come and learn. This is not where you're going to work on your claim. This is for you to get educated on your benefits. And that doesn't only include compensation and benefits you have like education. This also includes healthcare. We talk about all the healthcare benefits that veterans also get. And I think you started opening it with this, Jose, the fishing tournament. HMI's first annual fishing tournament will be July 18, and we're launching 2 locations, Agate and Hagåtña. And then also, the first thing that's coming up is our 3rd annual golf tournament, May 23rd. This is going to be at Sono Felice. I think I'm saying it right. May 23rd, Sono Felice. All the registration is out. I think we have the flyer out. You just scan the QR code, or you can send us a message on hmiguam.com on the website, and we'll send you the application link. It's $250 for a team, and all the funds will go to the nonprofit for funding all of our events throughout the year. So you can register. Trying to see if I forgot anything. Fishing tournament. The golf tournament, and Rates Across America. People always ask me, why are you starting now, Karina? I'm starting now because we don't want December 2026 to come around and veterans are wondering, why don't I have a wreath for my veteran? So the way it works is you have to go online to wreathsacrossamerica.org, and this is a national fundraiser. So you have to be a nonprofit registered, 501c3 registered on the website with this national organization. So this happens across the country on December 16 everywhere at all veteran cemeteries. So what you do is you go online and you purchase your wreaths for families that are resting there at the veteran cemetery. You pick up your wreath after the ceremony, and then if you want to place the wreath yourself, you have 30 minutes to place the wreath yourself, or volunteers throughout the island do it for you. And there's a whole process. You place the wreath, you say the veteran's name, you give a salute, and you place the wreath. It's really amazing to see. And it's beautiful to see all these wreaths there. And why we're pushing it out now, because we don't want to be the spouse or the family member that doesn't know what to do. So we're starting early so that we have that cemetery filled with wreaths. We have over almost 6,000 veterans and families resting there. So that's our goal. That's our number. So we want to push this out. And for every wreath that you purchase through any of the nonprofits, there are, I think, 6 active nonprofits on the island. There's the Girl Scouts. There's, I think there's Barragata Veterans. I'm not sure. I think it's Vietnam Veterans. They're also active. And then HMI is active. So please go and purchase your wreath for your loved one. You can scan the QR code if you're online. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And I think you're listening to us on I3.3. But, get started early. I think the wreaths are $17. And, oh my gosh, what's next? Oh, we just had the Gold Star family hearing. Thank you to Senator Tello Tadigui for inviting the nonprofit. And I think HMI did provide some testimony, and I think Senator Tello Tadigui pushed it out. And then thank you also to Senator Vince Borja for authoring the bill. So the Gold Star, this bill in particular, is to add children. But we did have some family members there saying, what about the siblings? So this is important because exactly 2 or 3 days after HMI received the email from Senator Tello Tadigui to come and participate during the hearing, we ran into a veteran sister who lost a brother in the Vietnam War, right? Guam lost, was it 77 brothers in the Vietnam War, right? That's there. You'll see the memorial in Mingilao. So she is a surviving sibling. So her question to us was, hey, what about the siblings? And we told her, hey, there's a hearing coming up. Maybe you should, participate. So I know HMI provided testimony. Anthony did attend, but he did not testify. But we did have someone who reached out to us also a few months ago, Abe Mora, and he said, we told him, hey, there's this hearing coming up. I think you should testify. So he did testify. I think you're showing the photo. That's Abe that testified. I think Miss Lukela, right? She testified. I think Colonel Mafnas, Joe Mafnas testified, and then the GOVA director testified. I don't know who the others were, but I think they were family members that testified.
This is a local representation only.
Yes,
right?
yes. So this is for license plates for the children. So currently it's only parents, right, that can receive it. So I think Abe was asking, for a sibling, because he's a sibling, and then also the other veteran we ran into, she was a sibling. So I think they testified, asking for, hey, what about siblings, right? Because some of the veterans that we lost in the Vietnam era, right, they were young when they got drafted. Mm-hmm. They weren't able to start a family. Mm-hmm. They weren't able, to get married, right, because we lost them at a young age. So that was a good turnout.
So this is, just to clarify, this is for representation. It's not to receive any kind of monetary benefits or anything like that.
License plates and recognition.
License plate recognition, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Guam has Pokside families also, and there's different kind of connections that are a lot closer than conventional, I guess, or traditional family units are. in the U.S. And this is an important legislation to at least connect those very close family members that aren't normally the traditional, what people would think are just the close immediate family is just a certain group of, people in the family. It's a little bit more extended than that. I think that's what I'm understanding. Yeah.
So some people we've heard, some veterans say, well, if we give one license plate to everyone, we have to give it to everyone. Well, these are license plates. These families have made the ultimate sacrifice. They've lost a loved one. That's what Gold Star means, right? Losing a loved one. And I think the testimony that we provided, I think Senator Tello Tadigui did read it. I don't have the full testimony to read it out, but it was a good showing. And did I send you the full picture of all the attendees? I think I did. I'm not sure if I did.
I haven't seen. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I think I sent you the full picture of at the end. I'm not sure, but that was a good hearing. I think it was. Oh, there it is, right there. Right there. So I think we had. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Senator Sabrina Salas Mantanani, of course, Tello Tadigui, and then Senator Vince Borja for introducing it. And I hope it passes, but I hope it passes with siblings, not only children, but also with siblings, because there is that we have to consider, right? That some that were drafted weren't able to start families and have children of their own. So that's important. And then I think I sent you a picture of, let me see. I sent you a picture of the state veteran home in Hawaii. Did you see that one? So I wasn't here last week because I went to a VA appointment in Hawaii, and I went to go visit the state veterans home. I wasn't able to get a tour of it, but I was able to take pictures of it. So I should have coordinated ahead of time and say, hey, can I get a tour of this veteran state home? It's the Daniel K. Akaka State Veterans Home. It has 120 beds, and it was beautiful. I took a video driving up to it. I went inside the lobby. I got the brochure. Talked to the receptionist, and there's visiting hours. So this is for veterans who require long-term health care. Oh, and we have a caller. We have a caller?
Mr. Abraham Mora.
Oh, right.
I butchered his last name. I apologize.
Mora.
Mora.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mora. Abe Mora. He's a veteran. Okay. So I hit the first button, right? I think so.
Top button, yes.
Okay, top button. Abe, are you there?
No, hit the bottom button.
Just kidding. Bottom button.
There you go.
There. Abe, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you.
Oh,
Welcome.
great. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So I know you were at the hearing. Could you share what your testimony was?
Well, yes, thank you again for having me on the show. I went to test the hearing to testify to see if they can add, besides the children, because that was the bill was intended for the Gold Star family members to include the children, to also include the siblings. Because being Gold Star family member consists of your mother, father, godparents, father-in-law, sister-in-law, and it includes brothers, sisters, spouses, and their children, right? And when they created the bill last time, they excluded the children and the siblings, and so this time around they decided to add the children, and I wanted to express my concern to also include the siblings. There's not too many of us here on island. I'm the only one that represents Samson on island, and I overheard you talking about the other family members. The other family was the I forgot her name, but she's the Petrie family from Jigo.
Okay.
Yeah, that was also provide testimony as well. But basically, that's just it. It's just to add us, the siblings, to be able to have a Gold Star license plate, because my parents passed away two years ago, and now that they're gone, technically we're supposed to surrender the license plate, and I can't even apply for one. So, yeah.
Okay. So was there anyone else that also said please add sibling, or were you the only one?
No, it was me. Mikaya was doing it. Was also testified on her for her family, because she has a son, also another sibling, and myself that testified, and the Petrie family, and I can't remember her name. Sorry. There was another female that I don't know if it's Munya or Castro family. I think Castro family.
And I'm not sure if you heard me earlier, but it was just a few days after I received the email from Senator Telotaitigui inviting us, HMI to the hearing. It was just a few days after that I ran into another veteran who said, and this was a veteran's sister, and her brother was drafted into the Vietnam, war, and so he's a Vietnam veteran. He's one of the 77 that we lost on Guam, and she also asked for a sibling license plate, and she said that her and her siblings, because there's only 3 surviving siblings out of 9, right. She said, he was only 22 when we lost him. How was he supposed to start a family? How was he supposed to have children? So her, that was one of the requests from her other sisters, where maybe that's something that we should pursue, right, to honor our brother that we lost. And so, it was interesting that it just happened. It just so happened to happen around the same time. And then, of course, you asked, HMI, can we ask about it? So, of course, we sent you to the senators, right? And we, we sent you to send in your testimony. So, thank you to, Senator Vince Borja for authoring this, Telotaitigui for inviting us, and I think also Senator Tina Munya Barnes also was involved. So I think it was a good turnout, and I hope they add siblings to the bill. Is that what they said? I didn't get to watch the whole hearing.
I think it was positive. I mean, I testified the first time around several years ago. Gosh, it was a long time ago, and me and Leon Guerrero testified to add siblings, and at that time it wasn't included. So hopefully this next round we're included in that, and be able to get the Gold Star license plate. And in regard to that Vietnam veteran, if all they need is a DD Form 1300 casualty document, and submit to Washington D.C. to be able to get a Gold Star pin, and be able to be part of that Gold Star family. Because I know back then they weren't really pushing that out to a lot of the vets back at that time regarding gold. It wasn't really as popular, or not popular, but it wasn't really known at that time. So there's ways for them to get Gold Star pin and to be able to get Gold Star license plate. It's just by providing some death certificate and birth certificate that you're actually a sibling of that the veteran that passed.
Mm-hmm. Is there Gold Star parking spaces on the bases? Do you know?
Oh yes, there are in both Big Navy and Anderson, and it's available for not only for the Gold Star family, it's also for the Purple Heart recipients also. So it's dual parking for them. So since I don't have a Gold Star license plate, I have a Gold Star placard that I got from the Navy. Mm-hmm. So I use a placard to place on my rearview mirror to indicate that I'm a Gold Star family. Besides the sticker that I usually have in back of my car, I have a Gold Star sticker in back of my car. I actually have a registered placard from the Navy. Air Force doesn't have those placards. The Army used to have a sticker that you can place on your vehicle windshield, but that went away. So I don't know if they were going to replace that with something else. Other than that, there's no other identification that you can provide on base to show that you're a Gold Star family member, unless you have a Gold Star plate. Then you can park there, no problem. But if you don't have one, you have to have some kind of justification to show on your vehicle that you're a Gold Star family member.
And as a sibling, what was your veteran's name?
Oh, that was Sergeant Sampson A. Mora.
All right.
He was my youngest brother who passed away in 2008, July 10, 2008 in Afghanistan, along with Leon Guerrero.
And they were attached to?
The Guam Army National Guard.
Guam Army National Guard.
Yeah.
So there are, there are a lot of Gold Star families here. And like you said, they're not aware of this. So maybe that's what we should do, right? Is maybe send this out to the families that you're aware of, and then also reach out to the Vietnam veteran family, survivors, and say, let's all come together and let's push for this. Because I see there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 people that testified. Do you think we could have had more, or do you think hopefully your voices were loud enough?
I know a lot of them are working, and it's very hard for them to get out of work. I understand that. Sometimes it depends on the family, because sometimes they're still grieving, and it was hard for me to go up and talk about my brother Sam. I really don't like talking about it. It's hard to do so. So I guess the ones that showed up we're representing everyone, all the Gold Star families.
Right. And I'm sure they were watching and thanking you too for being a voice for them.
We have a chat. We have a chat group that we keep in touch with each other. So we put out the information. We let them know, and we just leave it at that. If they show up, that's great. If they don't, that's fine too, because we know what we all are going through. All of us.
Did the senators say what the next step would be?
They probably did, but I wasn't really paying attention at that time, because I'm just hopeful that they'll take in consideration the addition of the Gold Star family siblings, in addition to with the children. I just hope they include that in the law once it gets passed.
Well, your testimony is definitely public record, right? So hopefully the senators take that into consideration, children and siblings.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling, Abe. Did you have a message for anyone that that are hesitant or don't know about it, about the Gold Star?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're free to contact me. You can contact me. I'll give you my cell phone later.
Oh, they can reach out to us, and we can share it with them.
Okay, great. And we can talk. We can talk on the side. And like I said, we have a Gold Star family chat group that we get together. And I think this is Gold Star Family Month also as well, and Gold Star Mothers Month also.
It is. Those are huge organizations in the States. They get together and they have a really big support group. So it's good that you guys have a chat group and you're supporting each other.
Yes.
Well, thank you for calling, Abe. Let us know.
Thank you,
Let us know and keep us updated on how it goes.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank
you for having me. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and we're going to take a break. You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on 93.3. We'll be right back.
the islands sing, we listen. Join us for a night of rhythm and community at Sounds for Sinlaku on Friday, May 22nd. Head over to the Office Lounge in Mangilao, right behind KFC, for an incredible lineup of homegrown talent. Enjoy the night while supporting our brothers and sisters of the CNMI. All proceeds will benefit them. Vibes start at 4 p.m. and go all the way till midnight. Tickets are just $20 at the door to include food, a drink, and a raffle for a chance to win the grand prize. Don't miss out on the music, the message, and the movement. Sounds for Sinlaku is brought to you by Jam Sessions and Mariana's Climate Change Alliance. Supported by us, Boss 104, The Point, and Star 101.
Listen to The Point anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Find your favorite stations like The Point and discover more. Music stations, local and trusted news sources, sports talk and team coverage, plus today's biggest podcasts. Find it all on the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
I'm dancing to that song. And we're back. Your little beat there, Jose, that you have?
This one?
Yes, that one.
Oh.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
It has rhythm. It has a great melody. All the kids are hip to it.
It does. So for the veterans that are listening, not many people know I left the island, but let me tell you why. There's this new law that no one talks about and no one tells veterans that if you do not get a specialty care appointment here on Guam through the CBOC, which is the community-based outpatient clinic, through your VA doctor or your community care doctor, if you do not get one, then you can request to leave the island and be seen. So I went to go see my specialty care doctor because they told me if you waited here in Guam, it'll be 6 months. I'm like, yeah, no. So I went there to have 2 tests done, and I was there for about a week in Hawaii. And Anthony reminded me, hey, go visit the state veterans home. You're right. It was like less than 20 minutes from me. But with traffic in Hawaii, it took me about 40 minutes to get here. And unfortunately, I found out, hey, you can't do a tour. You have to schedule that. So I took a picture of the state veterans home. It's a 120-bed facility. And this is for veterans who require long-term health care. And so a doctor will have to sign off on this. And so this is for veterans who need round-the-clock nursing care. So this is for veterans, you know, like we have some spouses who have retired, or we have children who stay home here in Guam, and they take care of their bedridden veteran family member. So this is the reception area I think you're showing. And then this is the waiting area, and there's visiting hours, and I think it ended at 5 p.m. She said that's Daniel Keakaka right there. This is a state veterans home. So some requirements to be here. If you're 70% or more veteran service connected, it costs $0 to stay here.
Flags are at half staff. Did you find out why?
I did not. I didn't ask her. I didn't ask her why. She was basically trying to kick me out because I got there like a little bit after 5. Yeah, I got there a little bit after 5. Traffic, I didn't think it would take that long to get there.
Hawaii is a parking lot.
It's a parking lot?
The freeway, H1 and H2.
Oh, okay.
Right? Did you notice that?
Yes. I felt like I wasn't moving.
Bumper
like
to
we were
bumper.
going so slow. Going so slow, I had time to read something. That's how so slow we were going. So this is a really gorgeous. Let me get the flyer. I think I have the flyer still. It's a really gorgeous place. And the other veteran state home that I visited when I was in Vegas, also the requirements are the same, right? And so there were 2 in Vegas. I couldn't visit the other one in Vegas because that one was privatized. So one was subsidized by the state government, but this one, if you are 70% or more, Eligibility. Okay. So eligibility requirements. You have to be a recognized veteran in the United States, must provide a copy of your DD-214, discharged for reasons other than dishonorable. You have to be a resident of the state of Hawaii, and you must be eligible for long-term level of care. And this has to be certified by a physician. And then also cost of care. Cost of care. If your combined 70% service-connected percentage or higher, VA will cover the cost of care. And then if you're less than 70% service connected, so you will have private pay unless you're eligible for Medicaid. So most veterans that, require a long-term care, have an illness, right, that will get the veteran service connected up to 100%. Some of the services they offer are Alzheimer's care, dementia care, hospice care, long-term care, rehabilitation therapies, respite care, 24-hour skilled nursing care, and there's also a physician on call 24/7. The amenities: spacious single occupancy room with private baths, rehab gym with physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy on site. There's dining services, living room dining areas, outdoor living spaces, on-site barbershop, private transportation. There's daily activities planned. There's pharmacy services and self-parking for visitors and employees. And like I said, it's 120 bed facility. I didn't ask if they were full. I didn't. But I know of some veterans and veteran families that do live here on Guam and have family members in Hawaii that are taking their veteran here or are going to try to get them here into this facility. And on the brochure, it shows some of the services. So it shows the room, it shows the living area, and it actually shows a physical therapist working with the veteran. And so this was named after the late Hawaii Senator Daniel Kahikina Akaka. I hope I'm not messing that up. He was born and raised on the island of Oahu, and he attended the Kamehameha School, and he witnessed the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and he also served in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers during World War II. After his military service, he returned to Hawaii, and he fought for this. He fought for this veteran state home in Hawaii.
So is it like the skilled nursing unit here on Guam, where it's a little longer care, or is it also a kind of a nursing home type atmosphere also? Is there almost like a permanent residency until they pass?
Well, I think for hospice, yes. So what they said, it is a state veterans home. It's the largest post-acute care and rehabilitation service facility. It was specifically created to serve the needs of the veterans. So it is located on a 7-acre property in the city of Kapolei. So if you go to Oahu and go to the city of Kapolei, it's gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. So I'm not sure, but it says it's a 24-hour skilled nursing care.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's pretty good for 120 beds. That's really good.
Because, we got a call. Okay, let's answer the call. Did I hit the right button? Caller. Hello.
Mr. Ken Moylan on the phone.
Day.
Hello.
Hi, Day. See Jim Moylan. How are you doing?
Oh, hello, Congressman. We're doing great.
Hi there. Yeah,
How you
good
doing?
to hear. Good to hear.
Yes.
Back on island for a bit here, and just wanted to call in just briefly. I was able to also bump into Tony Tyrant down there at Inaraha Fiesta, and so we had a brief conversation, and it's something I'm just looking into, just wanting to make your listeners aware there. He did bring to my attention, seems like there's some concerns with the access to care of with the Naval Hospital Guam regarding the veterans and that first floor access, and there seems to be a lot of questioning going on with it, what they provide since they've been open, and wondering what the actual usages of it are. So we're still looking into this inquiry. I just wanted to put that out to let the listeners know that Tony did reach out to me to let me know some of the situation. So there's more we need to find out. And if you have any more information with that current situation regarding Naval Hospital and the first floor access for the veterans, please share with me some more so we can figure this all out and get the word out correctly to the vets on Guam.
So was the question that we only have one area on the first floor for veterans?
Right. Well, yeah, I had a brief conversation with Tony, and we're still coordinating that. I was just wondering if any additional information was provided, but pretty much regarding the access to care and coordination at Naval Hospital. Then I also understand it seems that there's confusion on what's exactly available for our vets with the expansion of the veterans service at Naval Hospitals. Have you got callers calling in about that as well?
So what I know about, our access to Naval Hospital is we have to have a referral. So if we have to have a referral to use any of the services. So if you wanted to do labs, you had to have a referral to Naval Hospital to do your labs.
Okay.
And if you are going to Naval Hospital, that's to see your doctor. And currently there's only one doctor that's seeing us there. That is Dr. Rosinski. So she's on the first floor across from the pharmacy. So when you come in the entrance of Naval Hospital, it's going to be your immediate right. And then you'll see, all the VA signs, and only those who see Dr. Rosinski go there. And so veterans that, have her as a doctor, they really like it because of the parking, right? But if we wanted to try to use the pharmacy, we can't, because our medicines get sent to us from Spark Matsunaga VA Clinic in Hawaii. So that's where our medicines get mailed to us from. So we can't just walk in there and try to use any of the facilities. We cannot.
Right. And that issue was, I believe, brought up, but it just, of course, it doesn't seem correct. So some long-term solution, that discussion we did have, that we're still trying to resolve it as well. But it's a lot of time sensitive, and I understand maybe you can help me understand a little bit more. Some of the veterans are concerned with the temperature of the medication and how it's supposed to come to them, and it's not at the right temperature. Has that been raised with you as well?
Yeah, so some of the medicines that are sent, to us, right? Like I said, it has to be shipped to us. So what they're doing is they're packaging it with dry ice and keeping it cold. And it's being mailed to the veteran. And if the veteran isn't home, that mail is just sitting there. Or when the veteran can't pick it up, it's just sitting there as well. So there is what's called a vending machine. It looks like a vending machine because I've seen it at the CBOC, right? At the VA clinic. It looks like a vending machine. So we do have a pharmacy, and there are 2 pharmacists on staff at the Guam CBOC. And so we can get medicine from there, but we can't get all the medicine there. So that is something that a lot of veterans are concerned about, because what condition is it that's prevalent on Guam? And that's diabetes, right? And so some of the medicine they take is insulin, and insulin, if it's shipped, has to be controlled temperature, right? It has to be shipped cold. And so what if the veteran can't get to the mail? What if the veteran has to drive to the mailbox? What if the veteran doesn't have home delivery? And what if no one is home? So yes, we need to fix that as well. I know the annex should be opening in June. Hopefully, the right people are invited to the opening, but it doesn't always happen that way. That the veterans are invited.
Yeah, and it seems also that what actually provided per the different areas is not being well communicated to the veterans. So based on website or based on it's so difficult to get somebody on the phone to tell you what you can and cannot do. But there's got to be some better understanding where we can release this information to the veterans for their assistance. But I appreciate that. I do have a veterans representative in my office that deals directly with veterans claims and veterans issues too. But just wanted to let your callers know that we are paying attention to this situation, and something we want to resolve, especially with the medications, and then what's really available, and how do you go through this process. It's like you need a placemat to really help everybody understand how to reduce your stress on how do I get here, how do I get my medicine. So we need to work on that, and I'm happy to work with Naval Hospital and their command to put this out there. I think it's correctable. Of course, sometimes it just seems it seems so simple, but it's not done. So we hear you, and also just want to say, maybe what we can do also is to get our veteran guy down there to you folks and see if we can have a little powwow with your callers to help expedite this process. But we also, you have our office number. You're free to please share that. As callers call in, I'll be happy to make contact with them too.
Yes.
As well. So
yeah,
please,
so
please share
we're
that
in
number. I
contact
just
with
wanted
your
to let
office
you know.
a lot, and Mr. Farron, right, the VA representative that you have, and then also with Julian, right? So we stay in contact with you. Believe me, my first phone call or my first message is to them. Hey, this veteran needs help. This veteran needs help. So we're in constant communication with them. And then they also attend the Guam Veteran Task Force meeting, which they get to hear all of the issues, not just medically or through VA claims.
Right. Okay. Well, good to know. Okay, just wanted to call and say hi.
Thank you, Congressman, for calling in.
As often as I can, I'll be happy to talk to you more in the future. All righty.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Okay,
bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
And we're going to take a break. You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on 93.3. We'll be right back.
Guam, get ready. Wendy's Mandarin Chicken Salad is back. It's time to burst with flavor with the island's favorite salad. Fresh, flavorful, and island vibes in every bite. Made with mandarin oranges, crunchy almonds, crispy noodles, grilled chicken, and all tossed in that irresistible Asian sesame dressing. Don't miss the citrusy comeback everyone's been waiting for. Tangy, tasty, and totally refreshing, just the way you remember it. Swing by your nearest Wendy's location and grab your Mandarin Chicken Salad today.
You fell in love. Now you're trying to plan that perfect day? That's where our sponsors come in. Join us at the 3rd Annual Island Wedding Expo, where your forever begins. Featuring a live fashion show by Macy's, beautiful florals by Tova's Flower Shop, Flora Illuminated, Heaven Sent, and Payless Floral Shop. Capture every moment with My Photo Guam and Say Media. See your day from every angle with moments to views. Custom artistry by Creative Indeed, and stunning decor by Glam Shop, and much more. Everything you need, all in one place. Sunday, June 14th, 10 to 4 at Lotte Hotel Guam. The 3rd Annual Island Wedding Expo, presented by The Point, Boss 104, and Star 101.
And we're back. Thank you for calling in, Congressman Moylan. So I will share the flyer that we received about the opening of the new annex for the CBOC. So this is only 2,000 square feet. This is the building right in front of GRMC. It's going to be called the Veterans Annex. So hopefully some more services are being offered there. Unfortunately, we don't have a VA hospital here. We have a VA clinic. And I always call it a very tiny house because it is very small and we cannot park. Sometimes the security guard tells us to double park or park along the side. But it doesn't work for thousands of veterans that we have here. Something does need to be done. One thing I wanted to talk about, on Friday, there was a veteran commission meeting. I wish I could tell you what happened, but there was nothing to be found on it. And I did click on the website that said, go here, but the website doesn't work. It's https://gvao.guam.gov. So there's nowhere anything to be found. So I just want to read some of the agenda items that, hopefully people are keeping abreast of. It's unfortunate, that this isn't pushed out to all the veterans. So some of the things they talked about was the typhoon impact on GOVA facilities. I know there were some veterans that were reaching out to us saying, hey, how come they're not here in Aston anymore? There was no notification that they had moved. And then they talked about the cemetery expansion project, the GOVA relocation, and then impact of recruitment challenges for staff. They talked about the cemetery trust fund. They talked about VA burial benefits. And there was an update for the United Veterans Float for Liberation Day 2026. Interesting they're calling it that because HMI was the first nonprofit to have a Veterans Float last year. So thank you to Joe Pangilinan for heading this. He represents HMI, so he got all the veteran organizations together to have a float for Liberation this year. They talked about nominations for GVC representatives. They talked about training of VSOs. They talked about the budget for 2027. They talked about transmittals to the legislature. They talked about the use of Veteran Cemetery Chapel. They talked about pending legislation. They talked about the amendment of the bylaws. And then new business was discontinuation of in-ground double burial policy. So there's a whole policy out on this. I could summarize it next show, but they have discontinued doing double burial. And then establishment of Veteran Cemetery Annex in Southern Guam. Not sure about that. And then attendance of NAS DVA by GOVA Director and Admin Officer. This will be August 9 to 12, 2026. I'm pretty sure they're going to go there, show up, and provide no report, just like they've done the past couple of years. Have never seen not one document saying this is what we learned, this is what we did, this is what we should improve for Guam. I've never seen anything for that. Then public comments, 2 minutes per speaker. I doubt that ever happened. Announcements, next meeting, and adjournment. So it was paid for by GovGuam funds, and there's no...
These are public meetings, yes?
Yes.
They should have public
Well, I tried going to the
reports.
website right before I came over, and it won't
Where do they
open.
announce it at?
In the newspaper.
Which one? 'Cause I've seen people do it on the online
PDN, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's PDN.
PDN is...
Or the Post.
It should be
PDN or the Post.
Yeah. Whatever
One
is
of
a
them.
physical publication. I have to look up the law. I don't know if they've changed that yet, because I know they're trying to push for all digital announcements.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's not just after the agenda, after the meeting's over, there should be a minutes provided for the public as well. That's not very good to hear, disheartening.
Well, that's it. It's unfortunate. And that's why the Guam Veterans Task Force was, created, because there are just not enough information, going out to the veterans. And no one's keeping up and no one's keeping track. So, hello to those online. Sorry, I completely skipped you guys. Brennan Fausto, hello. Elizabeth Kichichu, hello. Abe Mora, thank you for calling in. And Chris Mars, Christian. I did send you a few photos. This is the team building that, HMI did. As busy as we are as a nonprofit, we took some time out to do some team building. We made our own fragrances at Olfactory. So I did this with my family. And so one of our team members, Miss Chief Mary, she's like, let's do that for our team. I was like, you're right, let's do it. So there's Miss Mary, Miss Edith, Christian, Arnold, his son, because he helps us a lot.
Look like you're making your own pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, it's every. Oh, there's our flag for the golf tournament. We were just showing our towel. This is the towel for the golf tournament for the golfers. But it's important. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, so it's good to, take some time for you. And so we work hard as a group. So this is what we did this past weekend. Then we had dinner. So yeah, that's our show. Wow, that was a lot. Thank you for everyone that called in, Congressman and Abe Mora. And we will.
You're becoming a pro at this solo work.
As always, stay informed. Thank you for your service, and we'll see you next week.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam. 93.3
since the start
FM
of Operation
and
Epic Fury,
104.3
but Iran's
HD3.
military says it'll attack U.S. forces if they enter the Strait of Hormuz. More than 100 aircraft and 15,000 service members are supporting Project Freedom. Ships which have been unable to transit the strait are said to be running low on drinking water, food and other supplies. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The project is set to start today. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani in the hospital. Fox's Jim Osmond with more.
Giuliani was reported in critical but stable condition.